disgusting flavor. Ah, it's most unpleasant. Wait, I know this. Ah, that's humble pie. Hello and welcome back to DarkenEmber Forge. My name is Elwin and today we are eating a little humble pie. We are picking up in our practice of making some mild steel knives out of a specific length of bar. Only this time, instead of trying to make, a double-edged fuller blade with a guard and a pommel, I'm just going to pick up where we left off with our partially flattened end and make some basic chef's knives looking ones instead of trying to get too far ahead of myself. So we'll get that heating and then we'll get shaping, get going. See you at the anvil. There is no point to straightening that out. Step one, of course, is to get a bar to the length, width, and all of that I wanted. We're not quite there yet. Okay, how are we looking? It's wider on the back end than the front, of course, by a significant amount. Thinnest is right. Of course, I need a bigger flasher at times. Alright, how's our width looking? Pretty wide. Yeah. Very close to an inch wide. Cool. Don't put that in your pocket, smart guy. That part of the judge. Alright. These ones were sticking to the original idea and going for a 4-incher. That anvil's just slightly wider than that, so that's what I'm using to measure. So let's get her chopped off. With only one of my burners working, it's almost like I can get a localized heat. Between the weather and the propane running low, it's kind of hard to do much with it. Here's our blank. Try and take off these sharp edges. Getting her out of there was a little trickier than I might have thought. Let's actually set this down slightly first. And yes, I know I'm thinning it down and making it a different shape than I made it to start with. Believe it or not, that is intentional. Work as well as I was hoping. Well, that was sort of the end that I wanted, though this part is way too big for what I wanted. So be it. Live and learn, right? That's why we're doing this. If I knew how to do it right the first time, there'd be no point to this practice session. just got to remember my goal is to practice, to get more time in and more experience making my vision turn into things. And that will be way too big to grab that. Alright. Oh, the heat disappears so fast. Stop. Wow, that faded in the air coming over here. Ow, that's hot. I hate to do it, but I gotta use the tools I have. Yeah, that's the only way I'm gonna get that without mangling the other end more. Sorry. I don't know why I'm worrying about apologizing. I have plugs in, so I can't hear very well, and I can put this apology over top of it. Apologizing for my apology? Sure. That's what I do. Okay. I'm not going to try for a distal taper this time. I'm just going to try putting in the bevels now. Wibble, wibble. Didn't actually help, did it? It just kind of made its own thing. Yeah, that was pretty awful. This sort of buster sword looking thing here. It is thick, it is massive, the edge is still thick and not perfectly even in size, but it is fairly straight, which is awesome to me. I've tried to number this, though in my attempt to figure out how best to do it, I kind of screwed it up. But that's number 1. And now we do it again. I don't know if I'm going to keep you around for the additional ones or if I'm just going to bring us back when we're all done and cleaned up a bit. How long did that take? About 40 minutes almost, give or take. 35, 40. I didn't time it very well. Onward. One down. Slynk number 2. This one is far more consistent than the other one. The thickness is consistent, or more consistent throughout. The width is pretty darn consistent. This is a very good one for me.
Piece number 2 was my opportunity to experiment a little bit. I was not able to find a good spot on my anvil to work in that divot that distinguishes the grip from the rest of it, the blade and the pommel. So I ended up using the bar itself on the anvil to give it that die underneath, essentially, to hammer down over. I would also experiment with forming the tip by hammering down from behind instead of from the front. It made a bit of a smoother angle, but really wasn't that different in the grand scheme of things.
Here's number 2. Shorter grip, longer blade. It's still not quite what exactly I want. Onward and upward. While the width of it is a bit too skinny on the end where I cut off from the last one, the thickness is pretty nice. Number 3. This one's getting a bit closer to where I want it, but it's still not quite right. I want the handle a little bit longer versus the blade. Probably just like half a thumb, like the edge of a deal. And could I file it out? Sure, absolutely, no problem. Will I? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. It's a buster sword and it's a little blade heavy, but it'd make a pretty good chopper. Hack and hack. Anyway, 3 down. So I've been using this as a measure for my ideal, and man, am I close. I'm close enough that I think I might stop futzing with it. Holy moly. I should build a thing to hold that up. Forever alone smithing. Dang, that worked great. Fair place. With my camera having behaved itself for quite a while, I did not have a spare battery with me, and in the longer session of doing everything, my juice ran out. So here we have our 4 original knives, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I wrote down the time each one took, approximately 40, 35, 30. Everything was going good. Then I stopped to make myself a tool to make the other one go faster, and then that one back up to 40. But yeah, this is like the saga of the hilt. This one, way too long. This one, way too short. This one, closer but not quite. This one, basically the same size, except cleaner and sharper. I still want a little bit more. None of these look the same because I haven't hit a design that I like. I think once I have one that I like, that's where it'll start the next set of trying to make a bunch that look exactly like that one. But I'm running out. But I'm running out of bar to work with out of this original 2-foot section that I cut. Admittedly, that has a lot to do with it. But I'm going to continue making these knife blanks here. Knife blanks? They aren't knife blanks. They are knife-like objects. They are practice sessions for shaping that might eventually become letter openers or something. This one has a bit of a cold shut where it got it bent a little bit, and then when I hammered it flat, anyway, I was going to say you saw it, but you probably didn't, because that's of course number 3 there. But I do have them all signed one way or another. They're all numbered so I can keep track of which one's which. And once the forge is heated up, I think we will continue the trend.